Hey guys, I'm live, and it's Wednesday, right? I believe, I think. I'm almost pretty sure. Which for some people means the week is halfway over. For me, it means it's Wednesday. I have no halfway point in my week. I don't even really rightly have a week. That may change, if I head back into the actual workforce, and I got to be somewhere at a specific time. Really, the only place I have to be, and I don't even have to be there, I got to be here when I say I'm going to show up. So I do keep somewhat of a regular schedule. I do my, I mentioned before, I'm up at 2:30 every morning. Not to be confused with up at 2:30 afternoon, which used to be the case 1990s. I didn't set a specific 1990 something because it was the 1990s all the way up until 1999. Somewhere in the summer of 1999 is when I quit drinking. So I say. When I say so, I say, hey Jace, how are you, my friend? When I say so, I say, I don't mean that I didn't stop drinking. It doesn't sound right when I say that I quit drinking. Drinking left me. Almost as if my ability to drink, my ability to be a drunk, um, got up and left. Every cell in my body, which at one point was, soaked in alcohol, um, was revolutionized. Did a 180. And I was just no longer a person who drank. Magical moment, a moment of grace. Grace is always unearned. You can't petition for grace. I guess you can, but that doesn't mean you're going to get it. However, you can stay open to grace. You can stay expectant to grace. And you can court it. You can court it by doing actions that invites it into your life, such as meditation, deep prayer work, breath work, yoga, practicing Tai Chi, practicing Qigong. Jay says, I'm good, thanks. How are you? I still cannot comment on your posts. That's weird. I don't know why. Flower says, how are you? Um, and Jace waves a flower. I'm good. And let's see. Anne's crap chat says, hi, Yogi. I don't know why that made me smile and laugh. Because it sounds like, honestly, it sounds like that would be a fun place to hang out. If someone sent me a card and said, hey, come hang out at Anne's crap chat, I'd be amazingly excited about hanging out with Anne and her crap chat. Um, that would be pretty cool. So that's why it made me smile, because I just had this mental image flash of hanging out with Anne in a crap chat, talking crap. Obviously, what else are we going to talk about? Let's see. Flower says, hi, Sir Jace. Jace says, Grace is also amazing. So I've heard that too. I've heard that too. It's an amazing song. Speaking of amazing, if you guys know the history of it, it was written by a slave trader. It was bringing humans. Oh man, speaking of crap, I gotta go, guys. I gotta go. Take care. It was nice meeting. It was nice seeing everyone. Time, Jesus, time's up. I don't make the rules, guys. um. All right, that was funny. That gave me a true laugh. So here's the Aspen. How are you? Um, here's the story. When I did my 5 a.m. live stream, and Lord knows why I do a 5 a.m. live stream. Um, And Lord knows why Eric Lapointe shows up. It's 5 a.m. for him too. Well, he's got to be up. He's got to go to work. Me, man, I just got to lounge around the house doing yoga, wearing my yoga pajamas. I actually don't have yoga pajamas. Anyway, our friend Prescott, Sir Prescott F. Shrimpleton III, to be exact, said whenever Eric Lapointe says, great chat, another great chat, it always means it's time to go. Because I'll say, well, and we're going to wrap things up. And Eric Lapointe says, another great chat. So we had a bet on how long a live stream could last before Eric Lapointe said, another great chat. And I had to end it. So I'm not actually ending it. But you know what? It was, up until that point, it was a pretty good chat, because we got to talk about Anne's crap chat, which again, I haven't visited her channel, but I'm going to. You know what? I'm not even going to look right now. I got it coming up. I'm going to hit subscribe. You know why? One, I already like Anne, and I like the name of the channel. I can only imagine that Anne's pretty cool. How she ended up here hanging out with you guys, I have no idea. Eric Point says, say to Jace, waving at Aspen. Flower says, what do you mean? Yeah, we were just joking. CDP, I missed you. Make sure to count your blessings, divide them, and pass some of those blessings forward. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you for that, CDP, as always. CDP has an entire channel. I'm not sure CDP is an actual person. He actually might be some type of angel. He might be a non-local energetic force that just shows up. Maybe he was created the same moment the internet was created, as a counterbalance to some of the negativity. So he flies on the internet. He shows up. And he puts out a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful message every day. And then he'll say, hey, who needs a sub? If you need a sub, he's going to sub to you. But if he subs to you, expect him to show up in a live stream offering love, offering blessings, and offering to sub to someone else. I love that. Absolutely love my friend CDP. As I love all my friends, the ones that I know, the ones that I just met, the ones that I've yet to meet. Let's see. We got everyone saying hi. I saw down here at the bottom. Alana says, I miss you. I'm right here, my friend. I'm always here, always willing to say hi and sit and chat with you. And William Downey, Bill the Link Downey. If you guys want to know why he has the nickname The Link, I'm not going to be the one that tells you. Bill Downey can tell you how he got that nickname. But if he tells you, he's going to look you right in the eye. Right in the eye. And you'll get the full story. Hey, William Downey, how'd the job interview go? Let's see. Ann Scrap says, you ever do a question and answer about yoga? Yes and no. Not specifically. But the funny thing is, every live stream is supposed to be a question and answer about yoga and meditation and all that other stuff. And if people ask the questions, I'm always happy to answer. And then I do, and I talk for a great length of time. Not a great length. Just enough to bore everyone else. And I fall behind the live stream. And then I spend the rest of the live stream trying to catch up, which amuses everyone to no end. So if you have a question about yoga, I'd be happy to answer. And you would be helping everyone in the chat because they would laugh at me falling behind and everyone would have a good time. Um, so that was a long-winded answer of yes. But you know what? Sometime I'll do just a. Alana says, I miss you, Eric. Aspen says, the camp is over. Awesome. Hockey camp is over. Jay says, Ann's Crap Chat, you have such an awesome voice. Connected. Oh man, now I'm really looking forward to checking her out. I haven't had the, again, the opportunity, but I liked her from the start, so I went ahead and subscribed. Now I have something to look forward to. William says, let's see, what does William say? Oh, I thought you said you had an interview. Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking William Hart. My apologies. My apologies. I get you two confused. Not really. William Downey says, I ate a sausage link, which I never do. It wasn't that he ate a sausage link. It was how he ate a sausage link that made all the difference. Just when Sue is here. Flowers waiting for Ash. How you doing, Sue? So you took some amazing sky videos today. Was it today? Did you take them today and post them, or yesterday and post them today? Anne says, okay. Jay says, it should always start with a poop howdy. Everything should start with a poop howdy. Everything should start with me ringing the Tibetan meditation bell and a poop howdy. That is not a traditional meditation greeting, by the way. Poop howdy is not Tibetan. It's Jaisism. Its own special language. Lana says, where do you live? I live in the beautiful state of Maryland, East Coast. Smack in the center of it. Dottie says, hello, Eric, and all my friends. Hope you're well today. Thank you, Dottie. How are you? Dottie has 244 subscribers now. Gaining a few more every day. I can only think because of the inspirational work that she's doing on her van. And it is inspirational. You see someone who took something in less than ideal conditions and built it into something that is absolutely beautiful. Man, you know what? It's almost like Dottie doing watching Dottie do a work of art. Not even almost. It is. Anne says, well, I want to do yoga, but I am a amputee, left below the knee. Yoga is always possible, no matter the physical condition. Now, the entirety of yoga is a spiritual path, and it only has very little to do with the poses, with the asanas. There's 8 limbs of traditional yoga, and the asanas are only one, and not even a big one. And the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, 195 sutras, meaning short little advice, insights. Asanas are only mentioned 3 times. And they only deal with how to sit in meditation, not how to do a downward dog or an upward dog or anything like that. Does it mean that the asanas as presented today aren't valuable? But for what we're talking about, what I love to talk about, they only fit in to the extent of opening up the energetic body the chakras, the energy system based along the midline of the body, just enough to open us up to those subtle levels of energy so that we reach this 5 sheaths, 5 levels of our existence. We have the physical, it's called the food sheath. We have the breath, the pranic, subtle energy sheath. We have the emotional sheath, all the stuff that goes on in the head. We have the intellectual sheath, which we think, shouldn't that be the thing that goes on in the head? The intellectual sheath is the knowledge of the universe, the knowledge of the world that filters down into us. This is how Mozart would hear symphonies, how great writers would literally be like they were taking dictation and hearing the words come down to them. It's the intelligence of the universe that makes the blood flow, the heart pump, the brain think, the spleen do spleen stuff. And then we have the bliss body. The bliss body is divine consciousness, Krishna consciousness, God. That's our body. That's who we are. We're not just physical. We're not just breath. We're not just emotional. We're not just intellectual. We're not just spiritual. Spiritual filters down into what we are. And of course, we're never separate from any of that. So the postures of yoga should just open us up to that potentiality. Meaning, if you look at all those difficult yoga poses, you don't have to do them. You only have to do enough that makes you get in touch with that bliss body. And you can do that with 2 legs, and you can do that with 1 leg. As a matter of fact, 1 leg might actually be to your advantage, because you won't get caught up. And I want to keep doing more and more difficult stuff. You will do what best suits you. Doesn't mean that you can't do difficult stuff. But it means that you'll be given that gift of opening yourself up to your full body, all 5 sheaths of that original body. Ash says, hey, Yogi, let me know if that makes sense. Dottie says, the bed is getting built next Thursday. Awesome. Ask him, we'll be right back. William says, William, ever practical. Ever practical. Alana, if you miss me, sub me, and you can see me every day. That's why I sub to him. And the amazing thing is, I didn't even know I missed him until I met him. And I realized, you know what? The one thing my life has been lacking all these years? William Downey. Sue says, I usually post the same day, so probably yesterday and today. How's the weather on the Susquehanna? It was a bit chilly this morning. Actually wore a jacket in August. 2 weeks ago, we were almost 100 degrees. Caleb Boo, my friend, how are you? Let's see. Flowers drawn. Ash says, hey, Yogi. Flower says, Yogi, can I make a request? Of course. Ash says, oh, Aspen, it's close to hitting 100. You're welcome. Flower says, me loving my school's library because they have wings of file books. Nice. I'm glad. I know you were not looking forward to it. Timo's here. Hey everyone, I am back and walking with backs. Welcome, Timo. We're 3 days away. 3 days? No, 4 days away from a Optimob premiere. The best part of the weekend. Let's see. Flower says, Yogi, can we get Ash and Aspen on mods? Not right now. Not right now, Flower. I apologize. Poor man's here. Poor man, how you feeling after that heavy sandbag workout? Timo says, hi, Sue. Eric, chat. I'm working on the video. Hey, how's the watch hours today? Flower's okay. Thanks for understanding, Flower. Aspen says, school starts in 8 days. Nervous, but so excited at the same time. Yeah, that's a natural feeling. Timo has to walk now. It's 613 hours. And again, I think they hold like 4 days, uncounted. So, man, I'm guessing high 400s right now. We can do this by Sunday. Eric LaPointe saying hi to everyone. Poor man says, feeling great. It takes a toll on the forearms. Yeah, it does. That's why some people get the sandbag with straps, which is nice, you know, if you're doing a lot of clean. Somehow feels like cheating. I like that rip and grip. Grip and rip. Sorry. You just grab it. Let's see. Jace says, nearly there, Timo. What do you think, Jace? Think it can happen by Sunday? Daddy says, I've got a troll on my channel. Why do some people like to intimidate other people? I've been thinking about that a lot, actually. If you want a yogic perspective, Buddhist perspective, from A Course in Miracles, is it comes down to projection. One of the 5 kleshas of yoga, the mental patterns that are running through our mind all the time, is fear of death. So we are literally projecting fear of death. A lot of people are like, I'm not afraid of death. I don't even think about it. The fear of death that we're talking about is the fear of the ego death, not body death, not spiritual death, ego death. And in order to defend itself, the ego needs to make a point that not only am I alive, but I'm vital. Look how insightful I am. Look how clever I am. Look how funny I am. Look how vicious I can be. The ego thrives on attack. So it can keep its identity alive. Ego is just a thought. In the absence of the thought of ego, all you have is love. All you have is love. But then the ego doesn't exist, so the ego doesn't recognize love. And I'm not talking about the love of affection. I love you because I said I do. I love you because you're my girlfriend, my boyfriend. I love you because you're my parents. I'm talking about true, unconditional love. The same love that every spiritual teacher in every tradition talks about. So if you have a troll on your channel, if you have someone who does, attack, it's just based on fear. Again, in Course in Miracles, it says we have 2 thoughts. What they meant is 2 types of thoughts. We have the fear-based thought that is just keeping the ego alive, and we have thoughts of love. They can't coexist, but love remains the reality. So every time you're having a fear-based thought, it's blocking out our realization of who we are, which is love. The only way to overcome that is we start practicing forgiveness. So when you see a troll, when you see someone attacking, we can attack back. We can try to match their cleverness with our own cleverness. Or, as I mentioned before, our superpower, defenselessness. Defenselessness doesn't mean being a victim. It means that I am strong enough, powerful enough, loving enough that I am untouched by whatever's brought to me. Am I good at it? No, but I'm getting better. And I've been practicing for a long time. Some people get it like that, and those are our teachers. Those are our spiritual masters, for lack of a better word. Optimov says the channel exists since 2009, a few days more or later. I think that's about when I started mine, but I didn't start a channel until, man, it's, I guess, a little over a year ago. So, Daddy, I'm sorry that you have a troll. No one needs that. It's always undeserving. Every attack thought is attack against ourselves. Man, I don't know, that was so hard to get out. Every attack thought is only attack against ourselves. Never about the other person. Never about the other person. How can it be? Where do thoughts exist? Does your thought exist here in my mind? Nope. My thoughts exist in my mind. And I'm not always too crazy about them. So it only exists in my mind if I take them and I accept them and I say, oh, okay, I guess I am this or that. Of course, most of my trolls are pretty honest, forthcoming. Most of my trolls come in and say, you're bald. And you know what? I can't argue that. My answer to that, I always look them straight in the eye and say, oh yeah? Well, so is Jace. That's my standard answer from now on. Someone comes into my chat and says, you're bald, and my answer is, yeah, so is Jace. Take it up with him. Poor man says that's cheating. It is cheating. Just because it makes it easier doesn't mean it's better. You actually get less out of it. Jay says, poor man, forearms get strong from hanging. Yeah, they do. I do pre-workout. Hang for a minute from my pull-up bar. Sue says, Daddy, they have miserable lives and they can't help themselves. Daddy says, I think that's true. I think that is it. Sorry. Asma says she might leave. I have a few videos to make, and I have to eat lunch. I always appreciate you guys stopping by. Timo says, I will listen while walking. Can't type. I appreciate that. Jay says, Eric, I love your baldness. I just can't embrace it. You know, there's a yogic reading of Namaste. The light within me salutes and honors the light within you. For Jason and I, it is the baldness of me salutes and recognizes the baldness of you. The reflection of the light reflecting off my bald head recognizes and salutes the light reflected off of your bald head. Lee says, the trolls show me more love than the non-trolls on other chats. At least they acknowledge me. It's an excellent point. There's a Vedic tradition. Everyone you come in contact with, you give them a gift. And it could be a physical gift, or it could be a small, subtle gift of a card or a flower, something meaningful, or it could be a gesture holding the door open for someone, a smile and a wave, or it could be a comment, complimenting someone, noting something that maybe someone else might miss, and you're able to acknowledge it within them. Or it can be a thought. It could be that thought of namaste. It could be a blessing. It could be just, I wish you well. So you come into my channel, I don't care who you are, I don't care what you have to say, you get a gift. One, you get a gift of my attention, and you get the gift of maybe a kind word. I hope so. Um, and you get the gift of recognizing that you and I are joined in original innocence. And anything out of that, anything that, all that other stuff, all the trollness, all the jokes, all the cleverness, that's just stuff. I don't, man, I'm tired of judging people by their stuff. Ash says, all right, have to go. Bye, Flower and Yogi. Take care, Ash. Donnie says, mine seems to be the same person. Lee says, Eric, I've been down, a bit down. Apologies for not being here. Not a problem at all, Lee. Hey, anytime you need to talk, just reach out, my friend. Poor man says, I think you got more hair than me, Yogi. I don't think I've seen you work out without a hat. It's like I've never seen Eric Lapointe without a hat. What's going on under that hat, Eric Lapointe? Here's my guess with Eric Lapointe. If he were to take that hat off, you know what you would see? Christmas trees. You would see Christmas trees. Jay says I'm dead again. The key to being bald is to make your own bald jokes. Don't let other people come to you with their bald jokes. If they're not bald, they're always going to be unoriginal. I prefer my own bald. Every once in a while, I get a good one. Speaking of our friend, Sir Prescott F. Trimpleton III, says, hey, Yogi. Let's see. Sue says, Donnie, can you block the person? That might help. What I found, if people really, really, really want to, Jay says, Eric, I wish you'd catch up and read my last message. I think I got it, right? I think so. If people really want to troll, they're going to find a way, no matter if you block them. This is why, you know, when we had a lot of blocking going on, and I just realized you cannot block your way to peace. You can't. The way to peace is to be peaceful. That's it. Because you can block people all day long. If they want, they'll just keep coming back. Maybe they'll get bored, maybe not. That's a lot of energy that I would rather spend elsewhere. Let's see. Prescott wants to tell me something that happened. Absolutely. Jay says, Daddy, we're with you. Expose them. They need help. Absolutely. Jacob's here. Jacob, how are you? Jay says, Jacob, brother, I need your number or email. He says, thank you, Eric, for your kind words. Absolutely, Lee. Let's see. Alwish says, why is your camera inverted? It's a good question. I don't know. I don't know why it is or how it is. Actually, now, if it wasn't inverted, wouldn't I be filming in that direction? Wouldn't I be filming, Alwish? Is that how I pronounce it? If it isn't, I apologize. Eric Point says, Zaddy, I think those dislikes are for that comment that person left now. Let's see. Sabine, how are you? Prescott says, and just hit me with the realization that I'm just an awful person in general. I can guarantee you that whatever insight you had does not mean that you are an awful person in general or otherwise. Daddy says, when you meet another bald-headed man, you can say you have the same barber. This is true. Jay says, Prescott, your future is very bright. It's come to this realization this early is something. Nicely said, Jace. Speed says hi to everyone. Daddy says, thanks, Eric. We get a Guten Tag from Poor Man. Let's see. Jacob says, I didn't know if I could drop your link or not, Sister Dottie, because I wanted to be respectful of your wishes. I think Dottie's always fine, not to speak for her, but I think she's always fine to have her link drop. Foreman says, gluten, dang phone, not gluten. Well, I'm not officially a gluten-free channel. If you guys want to bring your gluten to the channel, you're absolutely fine to do so. Motorbus, how are you, my friend? Says, yo, what's up, my man? I'm good. How are you? What's the agenda for today? We've talked a little bit about yoga. We've talked a bit about trolls. We've talked about cheating, using a sandbag, and why it's better not to cheat. We talked about never ever seeing Eric Lapointe without a hat. Something suspicious is going on. What else? We've talked about sausage links. Mode says it's good. I'm glad to hear it. Guys, hear my cat meow? So I just clicked, I'm sorry, on our friend Mode. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that right. And I'm reading his description. An empathetic human who wishes to see more real humanity in the world. How amazing is that? Motorbus. Beautiful channel, my friend. Beautiful channel. So I apologize. I'm falling behind, as always. I mentioned once before, I need some kind of, you guys need some kind of buzzer hooked to a gentle electric shock that lets me know when I'm falling behind. Mode, I just subscribed to you, my friend. Daddy says, thank you, Jacob. Much appreciated. I'm on my way to 300 now. You absolutely are. Hey, Daddy, let's skip 300 and go straight for 5. Prescott says, my behavior in your chat, Yogi, and other people's have been subpar, and I've decided that I'll just be taking a break from being online altogether, as you are goodbye for a while. I wish you happy rest of your day. Or, Prescott, you could just relax. Just relax. Everything that you said is just a judgment placed upon yourself. You don't have to. You don't have to judge yourself. You don't like certain things that might have happened before, don't do them until you mess up and you do them, but then you catch yourself and you start again. It's never too late to start again. Every moment's a new beginning. Every single moment is a new beginning. There's really no such thing as a moment. Everything is momentary. Everything is in motion. Everything is moving. So be that motion. Be the new Sir Prescott F. Trimpleton III. Be Sir Prescott F. Trimpleton IV. And ongoing. Be the ongoing Sir Prescott F. Trimpleton. The infinite. Jacob says, Brother Jace, you ready for my email? Eric Lapointe gives us the shit-eating grin that says, you're never going to see what's under the hat. I get the thought that maybe the hat is Eric Lapointe. The hat is Eric Lapointe. Everything else is just, an expression of Lapointism. Prove me wrong. It's my spiritual theory of Eric Lapointe. I've been working on this for a while. I'm putting it into a thesis. I hope to have it published. Major university. Kayla's still here. Always appreciate our friend Kayla sticking around. Donnie says, your cat is trying to say something. My cat is always saying, feed me. Every once in a while, it'll say, pay attention to me. And then it'll say, okay, that's enough. Now feed me. Moot says, oh, thanks. You're welcome, my friend. Daddy says, wouldn't that be great, Eric? I think so. I mentioned before, some people have a 1K channel or even a 100K channel. It's the way I feel about you, Dottie, and I feel that way about Jace, Eric Lapointe. You guys, William Downey. Did I already say William Downey? You guys got an awesome message. That's why I keep saying, oh, hey, Ann, I'm sorry. I missed you saying goodbye. I'm going to go for now. Have a great day. You too, my friend. I am subscribed and connected with Ann's Crap Chat. An awesome title. And you know what? She was a lot of fun to hang out with. Optimob is easy, a 100K title. And it's all based upon, man, the beauty that you guys are putting out there. And as I mentioned, is there anything more inspirational than someone taking a less than ideal van? Wasn't even a van. It was a medical ambulance, right? And turn it into a work of art. Not only a work of art, a livable work of art that she's going to take on a grand adventure. Jason's going to be right back. Jason says he's buzzing, Jacob. We will talk after this. We'll send you a mail now. Nice, guys. Eric Lapointe says, number 9, mode. Hey, William Downey, are you a Beatles fan? Some reason Eric Lapointe saying number 9 made me think of the Beatles Revolution number 9, which just keeps saying over and over again, number 9, number 9. It is not the best work of the Beatles, but it is still better than Maxwell's Silver Hammer. It is still better than Octopus's Garden. It is still better than Yellow Submarine. William's the one I was waiting for. William, how was your interview this morning? William says, missed the whole stream. The stream's not over until Eric Lapointe says, another great stream. It's not over until the man in the hat says it's over. Let's see. By the way, if you want to know, my name is pronounced Mohammed Abbas. Haidar, like hater. Go hater. Okay. Mohammed. I'm going to write that in my big book of things that I should remember. And I appreciate that because I do like to be respectful for the proper pronunciation. I gotta tell you offhand though that even knowing, I almost always inadvertently mispronounce things. And I apologize. Roy says, Tripleton, was that legit earlier? That you feel like a bad person? Forgive me, I'm catching up. Hey, he seemed very legit, William. Jay sent an email to Jacob. Kayla says, hi, Jay Steer. Jacob says, we'll be right back. Kayla says, hope everyone is well. Thank you. William says, hello, poor man, Sabine, Timo. We got everyone. I'm doing great. I got the job. Awesome. What is the job? Hoping for another that will work within these hours, but we shall see. It would be nice to have work leading up to the next one, since it isn't for a whole month away. But you know what? That also gives you an opportunity to get centered, meditate, do some breath work, help prepare you for all the great things that are going to come. Eric Point says, I am a man with many hats. I believe that's true. Jay says Eric Lapointe is now Eric Lepeque, the Hat Man. Eric Lepeque, the Hat Man. Donnie says I have to go now. Got another coat of paint to go for the cupboard doors. Catch you all again soon. When the van is finished, I will be doing a van tour video. Looking forward to it. And I'll be there. Man, it makes me happy thinking that, you know, been with you on the whole journey. Let's see. Mohammed says, it's cool if you accidentally mispronounce it. It's just that you were taking interest, and I wanted to let you know more. I appreciate that. Jacob says he sent an email. The Burpee Reaper is here. The Spartan, the soon-to-be Spartan Burpee Reaper. Good mother freaking morning. Beautiful YouTube family. You got a few minutes. Nice. Honored that you decided to spend those few minutes here, my friend. Mohammed says, I was recently thinking about making choices in life. Do you want to talk about that? Just 4 minutes ago, I ended a 5-hour-long discussion with a friend about programming mathematics. What is the Fincy? I'd love to talk about choices. If we talk about mathematics, you've already lost me. Jesus had a Reaper. William says, I got 20 pumps in today. Nice. I was serious about enlisting you for my ass whooping. William says, I cannot wait to see everything finished, Daddy. I am soaked with updates so far. Exactly. Me too. William says, nice, William. Is it on video? So I can share it out, brother. Much respect. Absolutely. Let's see. Mohammed says, I would love to talk, or William says, I would love to talk programming, mathematics, etc. You seem more educated than I, but I relish the idea of um, a like-fielded individual. Nice. Mohammed says, we came to the conclusion that the best decisions in life always is do what you like, because if you think about it, you can do anything but optimize your present. So doing anything thinking all right, I like where this is going. Reaper says, Jacob, great session this morning. Man, I'm sorry I missed it. Warren says, it's not on video. My 2 weeks of driving was poor food. My diet was junk, fatty, so I'm fasting. Ate all my muscle, and I'm pudgy now. Everything will come back, William. Jacob says, thank you, Brother Burpee Reaper. Truly appreciate it. Starting to get a good hang of those 5 pumps. I did a few 5 pumps today. This is Wednesday, right? So tomorrow's Navy SEALs. I did the Paul from Oregon EMOM routine today. I love that routine. William says I can start doing live, going live now. I think tomorrow will be a test stream. Nice. Squirrel Sniper, greeting beautiful souls from across the pond, but under the same skies. Squirrel Sniper, how are you? Jay says, Raiders, let's go. Did I mention that we are officially a Raiders channel? My channel? The live streams? Mohammed says, so yeah, don't run away from the hard things, but only when they fall in domain of something that you actually like. But otherwise, you're just wasting your life. Interesting. We're going to have to think about that. It sort of reminds me of Gurdjieff, the philosopher, mystic, some say madman, talked about voluntary suffering, that how we gladly suffer for that which we love, the things that we do, and that we can turn anything into an act of voluntary suffering if we bring a certain amount of joy to it. And one of the examples that he used, as did Albert Camus, the myth of Sisyphus. Sisyphus would push the rock up the hill only to have it fall back, and push it up again and fall back. And it was supposed to be torture. He was supposed to do it for eternity. But somehow he found meaning within the repetition of that act. And not just meaning gave way to joy. And he joyfully pushed it up that hill, only to watch it go back down again. And he went back down and he pushed it up. That means we can find meaning and joy in anything, especially through repetition. Timo's back. Let's see. I want to see Eric yell that out. It's going to be amazing. Man, you know who it's going to surprise? Soon that chant will come, Eric. 1 second. Poor man says, yeah, that Yogi, that EMOM routine is brutal. It is. And I've been trying to escalate it towards the end, where instead of doing the 5 1 pumps, I do 6, and then 7, and then 8. And I work my way up doing 10 1 pumps and 1 5 pump. And then if I have time, I throw in another 5 pump. Reaper, you know who it's going to surprise the most? It's going to surprise Mocha the most, because she, in the history of her and I, almost 23 years, has never heard me yell once. She's heard me raise my voice a little bit, and if you didn't know me, you would think that he didn't even raise his voice, but she knew it. Wasn't towards her, it was just in general. So, not only am I going to raise my voice, I'm going to do it online on camera, and it's going to be dedicated to the Raiders and Burpee Reaper. Maybe, I'm not going to make a promise, but maybe on Saturday after the race, or maybe Sunday morning when I'm doing my burpees, because I'll be shirtless and in my basement, and I'm going to look up to the sky, I'm going to raise my fists, and I'm going to yell, "We are Sparta," as salute to the newest Spartan warrior. Don't hold me to that 100%. You can remind me of it, but don't hold me to it, because I might chicken out. Well, it says, Muhammad, some people make that sacrifice believing they are helping another. Muhammad says, I learned it after 7 hard years of wasting time on things that I don't care about, nor think they benefit anyone, but just did it because I thought they were the right thing to do in terms of making money. Man, now we're talking for sure, and so on. Man, who hasn't been in that position before? Eric LaPointe talked about that a bit, his own story, how he ended up on a Christmas tree farm. He was not an original Christmas tree farmer. Actually had another job, professional job, probably, I don't know, making more money. Eric, can you fill us in some details? But he wasn't satisfied. And now, he literally came back from a beautiful vacation, eager to start work. That's how much he loves his work. So yeah, Muhammad, you are teaching the choir. I know the expression is supposed to be preaching to the choir, but Muhammad is not preaching. He's just offering us some great insights. William says, hey, Timo, welcome back, sir. By the way, our friend Goldie is on a 12-hour day today. So sending her lots of love and lots of energy. I haven't heard from our friend Bumblebee T for a day or two. I'm going to send her a message after the live stream, see how she's doing. Sending prayers and energy to our friend Barb. Kayla Boo is still here. Always appreciated. Warm says, Jason and I are trying to dual stream Sunday to do something similar. It's 100 count burpees for Louise. Nice. Yeah, you mentioned that. Muhammad says, that way they would have optimized their happiness and contributed to society. Man, that's an excellent point. Excellent point. I'm sorry, I missed your first statement above. I see so many students slogging for college, then for a job, then for promotion, when they would be better off if they just found a domain they cared about and went full throttle. That's why I'm here, doing what I'm doing. I don't know as it's going to be profitable. It doesn't have to be profitable. It just has to keep me even keeled. Maybe with just a little bit extra to buy a book and a bag of lentils. And I'm good. Raiders, damn it. It's going to be epic. All right, sorry, I fell behind. William Hart says the every minute on the minute, William. For the Paul from Oregon routine, you do 5 1 pumps and then followed immediately by 1 5 pump. And then you have for the rest of the minute to rest, and then you start again. And I did it for 20 minutes today. It's a great workout. Let's see. Muhammad says, yeah, I like that idea, but the only danger is to lose the fundamentals of why you started. So my idea is that the only suffer for things that gave fundamental value and to not settle for anything else. I definitely like where it's going. It's a great philosophical system. Muhammad says, is it real, or I'm sorry, William says, is it really wasted if it helped you reach that conclusion? You can never use what you acquired for other endeavors. Muhammad says, don't settle for ease, don't settle for money, nor for respect. My thoughts, do it all for the love of simply doing it. And I agree a bit, well, I agree 100% with Jacob. I'm not sure I could look back on anything I did and say, man, what wasted effort. Not even my drinking years, because they led me to a great, great realization. Everything was necessary by virtue of it happening. If it could have happened different, it would have happened different. Man, I need to start practicing my voice so I can scream out the Raiders. Optimob says, Jacob, you put so many links, so I had to share your. Much appreciated, Timo. All right, I'm heading down towards the bottom to see what I missed. Eric Point says, yes, he made a lot more money. But man, is he happy. Jay says, Point was a beaver in a former life. I'm not sure how to take that comment. William says, I certainly will, and think I would find great promise in fulfilling the work you do, the Point. Reaper says, have a great rest of your day, family. Back to work, Jace. Take care, Reaper. Jace says, William, I will get your connection shortly. Mohammed says, Eric Lapointe, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. When you find genuine value in doing something that you often make money, you often make more money. You get the fun and the money. Nice. Jacob says, much love and respect to you, brother Burpee Reaper. William says, I agree to Mohammed. People are peer pressured into it. If only pursuit of dreams were so easy, people have to grind just to live instead of before, where they had enough already to live and work for extra. Mohammed says, what did you do before Christmas tree farming? William says, I wish I could figure out what it is I love doing to make money from it. I feel like argue that I find love doing whatever it is. That's what happened with Sisyphus. Do you think that he was trained to be a rock pusher? Do you think that was his mission, that he went to rock pushing college, graduate school? You can fall in love with whatever you're doing. You can fall in deep love with whatever you're doing. Maybe your dharma is to fall in love with what you're doing. If not, we go through life thinking, if only, if only, if only. If I only did this, if I only did that. man, if I quit drinking in 1995 instead of 1999, if I when I finished community college, if I went on to a major university, wasn't going to happen. Um, I used to think if I only went to a public school instead of a private school in my younger formative years, it's a waste of time, complete waste of time. William Hart says, I think Tripleton is gone, but I will save my note for when I see him tomorrow. He said he might take a month. Jacob drops my link. Thank you, Jacob. William says, I'm just trying to find enough to not drown. At 59, actually before 59, but it dawned on me even more so. I went just enough. I don't need more. The world is filled with more. The world is filled with people chasing more. And none of them are happy. All of them might think they're happy, or that they will be happy, or they think they experience a moment of happiness. But what they have is a chase, an endless chase. And they got to keep chasing. Because if they stop, if they pause, they examine their life and they think, man, is this it? Is this all there is? And then some people think, well, I find fulfillment from my family. But family grows and they leave and they start family on their own. This is the lesson of Buddha. Fall in love with the changes themselves. And then you get to the changeless nature of who we really are. Eric Point says, Mohammed was just trying to make a little extra cash for Christmas. Jay says, I have a warm buzz. New energy is about to flow, and it's all positive. Awesome. And you know what? Jace takes everyone with him. That new energy, ongoing, outgoing. No one goes alone. Let's see. Mode says, about what you said about grinding, you can take a couple hours off your regular days and just try to find something that you really like. Just doing it for the love of it. Perfect. Love that. Next point says, one of my regular jobs mode was working in a copper smelting plant for 5 years. Great money, but not good for you at all. Molten copper is not good to breathe. Yeah, I imagine not. Any lingering effects from that, Eric? Jay says, there's a tree with many branches. We are all part of that tree. Beautiful. There's a Native American saying, no tree has branches so foolish as to fight amongst themselves. Meaning only the tree would lose. If every branch was fighting amongst itself, the tree would lose. Roach says, and after a little while, if you think it's worthwhile, try to make some money off of it. Then slowly transition to fully making a living from it. Roach says, Eric, must have been hard. Eric Point says, not that I can tell, Yogi. Great. Glad to hear that. Sadly, that hasn't been a case for so many people who were put at risk by their jobs without them actually even realizing it. We know better now, mostly. Moat says, who's Yogi? Well, that would be me, for the most part. Yogi, Eric, just a yogi, just an Eric. Buddha of Destiny says, hey Yogi, hey Buddha, how are you? Always lights up my heart every time I see Buddha. Let's see. Mood says, what are your personal, philosophical, and religious inclinations? Wide, varied, and many. um, yeah, I'm a yoga practitioner, yoga student. Um, and that about sums me up. As well, dabbling in other stuff. Timo says, Muhammad, don't feel offended for me, but is money so important for living in happiness? For myself, is happiness spending time with Sabine and Bax when my time ends? I will think of myself. I had a very nice time. Beautifully said, Timo. Buddha says, got you pulled up all my friends' panels. Thank you for that, Buddha. Jay says, Yogi is in your heart mode. It's just a case of discovery. That's a very kind and beautiful thing to say, Jace. We get a heart for Buddha from Jace. Buddha says, I'm doing good. Was just watching your video from 3 hours ago. How are you? I'm doing good. Having a beautiful day. Moat says, oh, I didn't know you are the yogi here. I am just the yogi here. Always come back to that. I always come back to just the yogi. We got a hey Jace from Buddha. Moat says, by the way, I'm from the land of yogis. I thought so. One of the greatest mathematicians of all times came from the land of yogis, came from India, and I don't remember his name, but he believed he was given his mathematical formulas directly from the universe itself, directly from God. Wish I could remember his name. I'm going to see if I can look him up. Of course, so much great philosophical, spiritual, physical, mathematical things have come from the subcontinent. Srinivasa, Ramanujun. I know I'm mispronouncing that. Give me a second and I will put it in the comment section. Even other geniuses were like, this guy's leap years ahead of us. Eric Point says, Mo, you're from Maryland? Just joking. Technically, I'm from Pennsylvania. Mo says, Optimum is not that important for finding happiness, but it is important in terms of surviving and being able to help the unfortunate people in a broader society. Yep, there it is. I should have waited for you. I knew you would know him. I got into mathematics through him. Amazing. It says, Eric, but is there some inside thing to this Maryland joke? Um, no, just because Just a Yogi and I live in Maryland. It says, how do you refer someone when replying to them in YouTube Live? What do you mean? It's pronounced Srinivas Ram Najan. Najan. That might be as close as I can get. Just to let you know, I am equally bad with English names as well as multiple languages across the board. It's an amazing man. I loved reading about him. He was actually ridiculed by his teachers, by those at the university, until they saw him solving unsolvable problems. After the live stream, I'm gonna spend some time reading about them. Ash is back. I'm back, Yogi. Welcome back. Moat says, how many languages do you know? I know English to an extent, and that's about it. Moat says, yes, he sent his work to people across the planet. Only G.H. Hardy from Trinity College took him seriously. Ash says, I know 2 languages. What are the languages that you know, Ash? Mocha has been encouraging me to learn Spanish. Of course, I have an interest in Hungarian, as my grandmother came from Hungary. I took French in grade school and know no French at all. I took 1 semester of German and know no German at all. Oh, let's see. Ash says English and Africans, right? Oh, and Spanish. So 3. Nice. Our friend Ash is in South Africa, by the way. So I think in just a minute or 2, we'll wrap things up in for the afternoon. I'll be back a little bit later. It was a fun live stream. Most of them are. Worm says, I barely know English. You and I, we're in the same boat. Speed says, Ash, don't you speak Dutch as well as South Africa? Hey, that's a good question. William says, was filling out the job form. Sorry, I was in the background. So, William, what's the job? What are you going to be doing? Let's see. Mode says, I don't blame others for ridiculing him. I mean, you see a man who barely studied till 8th grade, and he's claiming he has solved problems that mathematicians are not even scratching the surface of. You tend to not take it seriously. That's a good point. Really good point. William says, I am event staff for the local harvest festival. Nice. Is that going to be, so it's going to be temporary or permanent? Ash says, in Africa, Dutch is combined with the language of Africans. Africans is a mix of many languages such as Dutch, Portuguese, Zulu, Xhosa. I think the X is pronounced silent, right? And English. It says, plus he gave no proof. The proof of those theorems are only being discovered now. Man, imagine what we're going to find out. It says, I'm good at Hindi, Urdu, and English. I know some French as well. Nice. More says, promise for additional work, but seasonal right now. All right, guys. Oh, let's see. It says, I can read Arabic, Russian, and Greek. It's amazing. But can't understand them. So we definitely got to wrap it up because it has been another great live, according to Eric Lapointe. Appreciate you guys coming in. Mode, it was really great meeting you. Anne's Crap Channel. New friend. She came in as well. It was great and fun hanging out with her. Got a few people we haven't seen for a bit. Lee was here. Always appreciate seeing Lee. Ash says, bye, Yogi in chat. Bye, Ash. Appreciate you spending some time here. Barb is here and says, hugs, everyone. Blessings. Sorry, late. That's okay, Barb. Jacob says, thank you for having me on your live stream once again, brother Mr. Yogi. Truly appreciate it. Much love and respect. Big salute, and big salute to you, my friend. Moat says, hugs, Yogi. Thank you, my friend. Really appreciate the conversation. Sabine says, guess we have a time traveler with us. Hey, cool. Very cool. Timo says, bye, everyone. Barb says, supporting everyone. And supporting you back, my friend. Let's see. Tiamat says, suddenly I don't feel comfortable here. Well, I'm sorry about that. Fortunately, we are getting ready to say goodbye. So you don't have to be comfortable. You don't have to be uncomfortable for very long. Boy says, time travel or where? They are already in the future. Buddha says, have a great day. Jacob, Eric Lapointe, Sabine, Jace, everyone. Thank you, Buddha. Boy says, good afternoon, evening all. Please see you again. I will be at the next live. Thank you. Barb says, I just sold a lot of my items. It'll help pay my medical bills. I'm glad to hear that, Barb. Plus, people get to receive your wonderful crafts. Buddha says, have a wonderful evening. William Hart, Optimob, and Barb. Then it says, hi, Yogi in chat. Hi, Linda. It says, what happened to Tiamat? Barb says, you're also a Buddha. Buddha says, have a great evening, Dasa Yogi. Thank you, Buddha. I'll be back live later in about 2.5 hours-ish. Sabine says, it was great. It was a good chat again. Take care, everyone. Bless you all. Thank you, Sabine. Thank you for making it part of a good chat. Buddha says, when are you coming back, sir? About 5:15 Eastern time. Moat says, why are so many people blue? We're all a little sad sometimes. They have the moderators, so it's easier for people to connect. Timo says, thank you, Mode. Thank you very much, Timo. This is call later. Jacob says, big salute to you all. Big salute to you, my friend. Barb's going to be going to the doctor. My prayers to you, my friend. Let's see. Buddha says, okay, because I got my panel at 5:45. See you later or on replay. Well, thank you. Will there be a notification for your panel? Because I'll make sure to mention it. Timo says, Timode, we support each other. We absolutely do. Linda says, Yogi, you're already ending your life. I am, my friend. But again, I'll be back like 5:15 Eastern time. So if you're around, Linda, come on by and say hi. All right. So I'm going to see everyone who is able to stop by or wants to stop by. Not everyone wants to. Perfectly understandable. I'll be back. Linda says, I'll go watch replay. Well, thank you, Linda. It says, like, highlight someone's name. Yep, they can do that. They can drop people's links for other people. All right. Guys, thanks for hanging in there with me. I know it's not always easy. I ramble on all kinds of different directions. Seldom do I ever make sense, but I'm doing my best. And it helps having friends like you guys. So with that, I'm going to see everyone later. If not later today, sometime, right? Take care, guys.